Can you hear me? All right. Hi, everyone. Can everybody hear me? Am I audible? All right. So thank you for this opportunity. It's great to be participating in AdTech like this in this avatar. Uh, for all the people who are trying to understand why I am in AdTech looking like this, it's because I am not present in India at the moment. I had to be at a conference in San Francisco. And it just struck me that why should distance create a problem when we are in the digital age? So what you are seeing right now is my telepresence avatar through a telepresence robot, and I am live controlling it. So I can walk ahead, myself like this. I can also do a 360-degree turn uh, like this myself, connecting directly from San Francisco through this telepresence robot. Yeah. There are two things that are great about being present like this. One is I can be anywhere, anytime, and the other thing is I look much thinner right now in front of you than I actually look in person. All right. So let's get started with my session. Ironically, my session is called Digital 2020. Are you ready to transform? Now, let's understand what digital, or simply put, the internet has done socialize through Facebook and other social media platforms. It has disrupted how we shop. Uh, e-commerce platforms are fairly, popular and relevant today than they ever were. They may not be making much money, but all of us are using them. It has disrupted how we travel, how we commute. Uber is the choice, the main choice for people when they look to travel from point A to point B. It has also disrupted how we stay through Airbnb. It has disrupted how we order food, how we click pictures, and also how we stay fit. Many of you may have some wearables that allow you to track your fitness on a day-to-day basis. Let's see what else it has disrupted. It has disrupted businesses, brands, and entire industries, whether be it retail, where Amazon is taking over the world, both in e-commerce retail and also now disrupting on-ground retail with Amazon Go. FMCG, the recent acquisition by one of the largest FMCG companies, Unilever, was Dollar Shave Club to compete against Gillette of P&G. And Dollar Shave Club is a business completely built online. Then there is hospitality, which is Airbnb. And closer home in India, there is banking, which is being disrupted in a big way by Paytm. And all these are businesses that are leveraging the power of the internet and digital to do what they are doing. Let's further look ahead and see what marketers and executives feel about this disruption. So as we see, the next 12 months, according to marketers from various industries, is going to be high on disruption. This is a global survey on Digital Disruption Barometer on your screens, right? Which shows that marketers, more than 50% of marketers and executives from these large industries feel that their industry, their segment is going to be disrupted in the next 12 months. Now, some of you may think that this is a global survey and hence it may be too soon in 12 months, and maybe a part of me agrees with you as well. But in India, maybe 36 months is not such a bad example to give as to when disruption will happen. But disruption is not an event. Disruption is a process. It is started already, it continues as we speak, and it is happening here and now. Paytm started 7 to 8 years back, and over time it has created the disruption in banking, and it continues to do so. It continues to disrupt. So as we see, marketers need to understand that an electric light was not made by the continuous improvement of the candle. What this really means is creating efficiencies in your current digital plan, whether be it improving your CTRs or lowering your cost per click. That's not going to get you to save yourself from the impending disruption that many believe is going to be there for many industries. Right? What is going to change is if marketers start preparing and preparing early, if they scale up in time, if they scale up to actually create assets, create capabilities that allow them to work in this new digital world where there are technologies that they don't really understand that are becoming mainstream. What they also need to change is their mindset of quarter on quarter to year on year, or at least over 2 to 3 years, having a slightly more longer term outlook towards marketing, towards what marketing and digital can do for their brands and businesses alike. Quarter on quarter targets is great. It helps you and me put nice slides and keep our jobs. But it's the 2 year, 3 year horizon that really moves the needle for businesses. And that's what marketers and business owners need to think about, right? Now, what is happening is because slowly and surely market and marketing both are changing. There are new technologies that are coming in, much like this one that I'm using right now to talk to you, that are redefining the marketing communications landscape as well as redefining the consumer habits in a big, big way. These new technologies are technologies like Internet of Things, augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, bots, drones, 3D printing, blockchain, and whatnot. Now, some of this may seem a little mumbo jumbo for people, but I mean, at the end of the day, Internet of Things is the holy grail where every device, if it is connected through internet, right from your keychain through your washing machine, it could give you data which could make your life way more convenient, efficient, and effective. And also, it would change the way consumers behave with devices uh, across them, across their life. How big is this going to be? Is what is the question. So if you look at AR and VR, AR and VR is growing very, very rapidly. $2 billion have been invested in the last 12 months in AR and VR. And Facebook has Oculus, Google has invested in Magic Leap, Samsung has Gear VR, as well as Microsoft has HoloLens. And Apple is rumored to be working on a device that it plans to launch this year, which should have mixed reality. But how large are these industries going to be? These industries are going to be very large. If you look at AR, AR is expected to be $90 billion by 2020, and VR is expected to be $30 billion. Between them, about $120 billion in market share. Also, if you look at the growth of the AR and VR devices by 2020 are going to be 67 million VR devices and growing. So clearly these are big opportunities, and this is a report by Economist that looks at this kind of growth and market share growth for these industries. Next, when you look at the other technology that's disrupting marketing in a big way, it is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence today is known as chatbots by many. Chatbots, used for customer service, used for marketing engagement. But artificial intelligence is more than that. Artificial intelligence can be used in your media planning process to actually create an automated media plan that takes into consideration many more things than any human could take into consideration. And this global market for artificial intelligence is expected to be $3 trillion by 2024, right? Your guess is as good as mine. When artificial intelligence is fused with robotics, what that creates. So use of real robots is another thing that's on the rise as far as personal robots is concerned. I was at CES this year in Las Vegas, and I saw that robotics, there were at least 120 companies across the world that were working on personal robots for various needs, right? For old people to medical needs and so on and so forth. And again, this rise of personal robots will create data points that will be very, very useful for marketing and marketers. Finally, we see a huge growth in Internet of Things. Internet of Things is an industry that's going to grow really, really fast, where each of the device will have internet enabled, making it more effective, efficient, and a more engaging device for consumers. What does all of this technology change and new technologies coming into marketing mean for the marketing and advertising industry? So I believe that the way we advertise, engage, track, measure will change. Media buying will change. AI and automation will ensure automated audience planning, automated media planning as well, and it will create uh, a sense of finiteness when it comes to targeting. It will create less ambiguity in what media can deliver, and also it will create new opportunities for platforms and publishers as far as media planning and buying is concerned. The next is customer service. With the use of chatbots and service bots, customer service is going to be redefined in the way it's done. In fact, automation will move into many other parts of the business as well. Creative creation, automated dynamic creatives, changing creatives based on personalized audience information and deterministic IDs is going to be the future. Deep data analytics. I am at this conference in San Francisco where I heard the founder of a company who has every person's data in the United States, his home, his mobile number, which websites he visits, when does he take insurance, what kind of car he drives, everything. And deterministic IDs is what is being built across the world by data driven marketing agencies and data driven companies. And that's going to redefine the way you advertise, the way you analyze personal data, and the way you target, segment, and position your product as well. Finally, with these experiences like virtual reality, augmented reality, digital experiences where disruption is happening on ground, where people are experiencing virtual things on ground, is going to grow as well. And these are the ways in which advertising, in my view, is going to change. One more element is the fact that by 2020, I believe many of these technologies, these predictions are going to be in development. As I said, disruption is not an event, it's a process. And it's going to be a time where marketers who actually are prepared and take these insights, take these trends, and start building capabilities for these trends will be ahead of marketers who don't. I also believe, in summary, that digital 2020, when 2020 arrives, there'll be a strange new consumer whose habits will be very personalized, right? There will be unseen ways of telling a story. There will be online e-commerce that will directly add to brand bottom line, as well as data will be the decision factor for most marketers. To know more about this, I invite you on our stall outside. I'm going to be present myself in this telepresence avatar in that stall, and I'll be happy to take questions. And finally, I would like to leave you with one quote. It says, if we don't bet on the future soon enough, we will become the past. Thank you for listening to my talk. I hope this was clear, and we also bet on the future by taking this robot and giving a talk like this. Thank you so much. I'm happy to answer any questions that people may have.
All right, so firstly, thank you very much, Rajiv. Can we have a round of cheer? Well, that was quite innovative presentation. I'm going to be requesting, Rajiv, if I can request the audience to connect with you offline in your telepresence avatar, in your booth. Would that be okay for any questions? Yep, that sounds great. All right.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you once again, Rajiv. Thank you very much.